Do you think taking care of a dog just means feeding them, taking them for walks, and giving a few pats on the head? That misconception is causing 98% of dog owners to miss out on what their dogs truly crave. And the heartbreaking truth is that their little hearts are quietly breaking a little more each day, simply because we unknowingly fail to see it. Imagine this. You do everything for your dog, you fill their bowl with food, take them on regular walks, buy them new toys. But in the quiet moments, have you ever noticed their eyes grow distant or heard them let out a soft sigh as they lie beside you? That's not because they're full or tired. It's a sign they're longing for something deeper, something no one ever taught you, but which is actually a dog's true language of love. In reality, only about 2% of dog owners recognize and respond to these needs. And what's the result? These dogs don't just wag their tails out of habit or cling out of fear, they choose to stay by their owner's side with trust and devotion. In today's video, I'll reveal 10 things as dogs truly love that most people completely overlook. From seemingly small details like letting them choose the walking route to quiet shared moments of stillness, each one has the power to completely transform how your dog feels love. The best part, these things don't cost money, don't require special tools, and have nothing to do with complicated training techniques. They only ask that you slow down, pay attention, and listen to the whispers in their eyes, their breath, and their tiny gestures. Are you ready to join the rare 2%, the people whose dogs don't just obey, but love them unconditionally? Then let's begin with the very first thing, which also happens to be the one most owners unintentionally get wrong: the right to consent in communication and care. Before we dive in, leave a comment below. Section 1. The right to consent in communication and care. Many people believe that to raise a friendly dog, you need to expose them to as many people and dogs as possible. So at the park, it's not uncommon to see owners walking their dogs straight up to strangers or encouraging others to pet them, even if the dog seems unsure. But put yourself in their place, being led into a room full of strangers with no choice and no escape. Would you feel comfortable? That's exactly how dogs feel. What most owners don't realize is that dogs need the right to consent. They want to choose when, with whom, and how they interact. A 2018 study published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior found that dogs who were given time to observe and decide for themselves when to approach others were far less likely to develop fear-based aggression. In other words, true friendliness doesn't come from forced exposure, it comes from respect. This same principle applies to everyday care, especially grooming. Imagine sitting peacefully when someone suddenly starts brushing or trimming your hair without warning. You'd probably feel startled and uncomfortable. Dogs are no different. If you suddenly bring a brush to their body, it can trigger anxiety. But if you first place the brush nearby, let them sniff it, and only begin when they seem calm, grooming can become a moment of bonding instead of stress. When dogs are respected in even the smallest of ways, they begin to feel safer. And a dog who feels safe is a dog who is loyal. You'll see it in their softened eyes, gentle tail wags, and the way they lean into you. This isn't spoiling, it's building trust. Most owners overlook this, thinking dogs are supposed to obey. But the truth is, trust only forms when there's choice. And when your dog realizes that you're listening even to their silent no, they'll offer a level of connection and loyalty few people ever experience. Das Brieful. Section 2. Sniff walk. Walking with the nose. Have you ever noticed how your dog stops to sniff a patch of grass, a corner of a wall, or even a tiny spot on the sidewalk and lingers there? Most of us in our rush tug the leash and say, "Come on, let's go." But to your dog, that moment is what the walk is all about. To dogs, every scent on the path is like the morning news, full of stories: who passed by, which animal was sick, what places brought joy or fear. Sniffing isn't a waste of time, it's how dogs read the world around them. A 2020 study in applied animal behavior science found that dogs allowed to sniff freely during walks had significantly lower cortisol, the stress hormone, than dogs forced to follow a rigid pace or route. Put simply, a few minutes of sniffing can be just as relaxing as a long run. For older people or senior dogs, this discovery is a gift. You don't have to force long walks to stay healthy. A slow, relaxed sniff walk with a loose leash and your dog leading the way can work wonders. You'll see the change: relaxed shoulders, steady breathing, and a soft circular tail wag instead of frantic, stressed motions. Scent time is free therapy, yet very few owners let their dogs enjoy it. Your dog doesn't need you to do much, they just need your permission. And when you pause with them, listening to the invisible stories hidden in every blade of grass, you might be surprised by what you see: a different look in their eyes, softer, more trusting, as if they finally know you truly understand them. Section 3. The right to choose the route. Have you ever noticed how your dog stops at a fork in the path, looks left then right, and finally pauses in one direction? Most of us just tug the leash and head down the usual way, muttering, "No time, let's go this way." But for dogs, that moment of choosing a direction isn't random, it's a need for agency, even in something as small as a walk. A 2021 study from the University of Bristol found that dogs who are allowed to make daily choices like picking the walking route experience less stress and adapt better to environmental changes. In short, choice builds resilience. Think about yourself. Sometimes you choose a street just because it's shaded or the light feels more comfortable. For dogs, their reasons are often hidden in scents. Their nose picks up a friend's trail, a memory of safety. When you pull the leash and force them a different way, it's like shutting down the story they're trying to follow. Surprisingly, just letting your dog choose the path a few times during each walk sends a powerful message. Your opinion matters to me. And just like us, when dogs feel respected, they'll look back at you with more trust, not from fear, but from knowing you're a true partner who listens. Trust doesn't grow from total control. It grows in the moments when you let go, when your dog gets a voice in everyday life. And once they've experienced that respect, they won't just obey more willingly, they'll bond with you on a deeper level. Section 4. Chewing therapy. When the jaw becomes a natural soother. You've probably seen your dog stretched out on the floor, happily chewing away on a bone, a chew stick, or even a worn rubber toy. We often think, great, they're busy. I can get things done now. But chewing isn't just a way to pass time. It's how a dog's body naturally calms and heals itself. Scientists have shown that chewing releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals in the brain. A 2017 study published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior found that natural chewing can reduce anxiety and help dogs settle after stressful situations. In other words, each chew isn't boredom, it's a form of nature-given mental therapy. Beyond calming effects, chewing also supports dental health. The American Veterinary Dental College notes that the right bones and chews help clean plaque, stimulate saliva, and protect the gums. However, many owners make the mistake of offering cheap plastic bones or low-quality rawhide things that may do more harm than good. What dogs truly need is variety and natural materials, from antlers and dried salmon skin to yak cheese or even a clean chunk of wood. Just 10-15 minutes of chewing a week can help them decompress and maintain strong teeth. Look closely during those moments: slowed breathing, gentle tail wags, a relaxed body. It's not boredom fading, it's stress melting away. If you let your dog enjoy chewing as therapy, you'll notice they become calmer, less destructive, and most importantly, happier. It's a deep-seated need that many overlook, but dogs have always known the truth. Chewing is how their hearts find peace again. Section 5. Ear and neck massage. The language of calm. We often absent-mindedly scratch behind our dog's ears, slide our hand down their neck, then pull away thinking it's just a small, meaningless gesture. But to your dog, those points of contact open a door to deep relaxation. Behind the ears and along the neck are clusters of nerves connected to the vagus nerve, the one that regulates heart rate and the body's relaxation response. A 2018 scientific review in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior found that just a few minutes of gentle massage in these areas can reduce stress, regulate breathing, and even ease signs of anxiety. If you sit down, rest your hand behind your dog's ear, make small, slow circles, then slide down to the neck and pause to let them decide whether they want more, you might witness something magical. Their breathing slows. Their eyes start to close. The frantic tail wags fade into slow, steady sweeps. This isn't just affection, it's the moment your dog feels completely safe in your presence. Sadly, many owners miss this chance. They scratch too fast, rub too hard, or treat it as just another routine. But the secret doesn't lie in the pressure, it lies in your presence. When you're fully there, quiet and in sync with their breath, Your dog feels you're speaking a language older than commands or treats the language of mindful touch. Sometimes you don't need to teach another trick or buy another toy. Just one quiet evening. Gently massaging their ears and neck can be the greatest gift, the feeling that in a noisy world, there's one place they can be at peace by your side. Section 6. A safe haven from the storm of sound. Have you ever seen your dog tremble under the bed during fireworks or thunderstorms? While we may jump for a second and move on, dogs experience these sounds as sudden storms crashing through their nervous system, leaving them overwhelmed and helpless. A 2021 study published in Veterinary Record revealed that over half of all dogs show significant fear responses to loud noises. If left unaddressed, this fear can build into long-term anxiety, making dogs more reactive and prone to panic over time. The problem is most owners react the wrong way, either by hugging tightly, scolding, or pretending nothing's happening. But the most effective solution isn't in what you say, it's in the space you create. Dogs need a sound-safe zone, a calm, quiet space where they can choose to retreat when the world gets too loud. It could be a closet corner, a small bathroom, or a crate draped in thick blankets to muffle the noise. Add a soft bed, familiar scented blankets, and if possible some calming music or white noise to help drown out the chaos. What matters most is that you don't force them into it. Instead, teach them early on that this space is theirs, a safe place always available. Once they're familiar with it, the moment they hear fireworks, they'll head straight there, curl up and breathe a little easier. It's not just hiding, it's learning how to self-soothe. A dog with a sound-safe zone no longer panics at every drill, thunderclap, or city celebration. Instead, they know there's a safe place to retreat to. And even more important, they know you. The one who created that safe space will always be there when storms hit. Section 7. The joy of old made new toys. Ever looked at your dog's toy basket overflowing with balls, plushies, and ropes, only to see them glance at it and walk away? Many people assume their dog needs more toys, that love is shown through abundance. But the truth is, too many options can lead to boredom. A 2022 study in animal cognition found that dogs who had their toys rotated rather than having access to all of them all the time were more engaged, less destructive, and showed longer-lasting excitement. For them, a toy that disappears for a few days and then suddenly reappears becomes a delightful treasure. You can try this today. Divide your dog's toys into 3 groups. Keep one group out for play and store the others away. Every few days or weekly, swap them out. Watch what happens. Bright eyes, curious, sniffing that wagging tail full of surprise and joy as if they've discovered something brand new. In reality, it's familiar, but to your dog's mind, it's a beautiful surprise. The best part, you don't have to spend a dime. You're simply creating perceived scarcity to keep their interest high. And this joy goes beyond just having fun. It stimulates their brain, exercises memory, encourages curiosity, and gives them a sense of pride when they reclaim an old favorite. Many owners think love means constantly buying new things, but sometimes love is in the clever act of making the familiar feel new again. When you rotate your dog's toys, you're not just giving them entertainment, you're offering them repeated moments of joy every time an old toy feels like a fresh gift. Section 8. Awakening the nose. Right inside your home. Rainy days, cold mornings, or maybe you're just too swamped to take your dog out for a walk. They wander the house, glance at you hopefully. You toss a ball. They chase it once, then drop it. You think they're lazy, but in reality they're not bored of exercise, they're bored because their nose hasn't been put to work. Dogs don't experience the world through sights and sounds like we do. Their world is built through scents. With up to 300 million scent receptors compared to our 5 million, their nose is their gateway to life. When you let them use it, you're giving them something essential, a reason to feel alive. A study from Linköping University in Sweden found that just 10 minutes of focused scent work can tire and satisfy a dog as much as 30 minutes of physical play. And the best part? You don't need fancy gear. A few pieces of kibble or small treats are enough. Try hiding bits of food behind couch cushions, under a chair, or inside an empty toilet paper roll. Then give them a simple cue like "find it." At first they might be confused, but soon ears perk up, noses twitch, and total concentration kicks in. When they find it, their eyes light up and their tail wags with pride. Scent games aren't just fun, they build confidence. Each time they succeed, they're not just eating a reward, they're proving to themselves that they're capable. And that confidence spills over into your relationship. My human gives me chances to succeed. So instead of buying another expensive toy, try turning your home into a scent playground. It's cheap, simple, and taps into the deepest part of who your dog is. It gives them a kind of joy no chew toy ever could. Section 9. The power of a gentle gaze. There are moments when your dog quietly sits in a corner of the room staring right at you. No barking, no tail wagging, just a soft, waiting gaze. Many owners ignore it, look away, or dismiss it as meaningless. But in reality, this is one of the deepest ways dogs say, "I love you." In 2015, a study published in Science revealed something magical when a dog and its owner look into each other's eyes with a gentle gaze. Both release oxytocin, the bonding hormone known for nurturing maternal bonds. That means a warm glance is enough to strengthen the bond as much as hugs or sweet words. The key is to distinguish between staring and a gentle gaze. For dogs, staring can signal challenge and trigger stress, but a soft glance is different. Relaxed eyes, slightly lowered brow, ears, not pinned, slow breathing. When you respond with a similar gaze, perhaps with a soft smile or whispered, "Good boy," your dog will feel that subtle connection. You can try it tonight. When your dog is resting, sit down nearby and let them look at you naturally. Hold your gaze gently, not too long, just a few seconds, then nod or softly say, "Well done." You might see them blink slowly, sigh, then move closer to lie beside you. This isn't behavior learned by training, it's trust rising from the depths. That kind of love doesn't come from commands nor from rewards. It comes from silent moments when you have the patience to look into their eyes and allow them to look back. In that silence, the bond between you and your dog becomes stronger than ever. Section 10. Music and a gentle voice. The overlooked remedy for the soul. You may not realize it, but the music and tone of voice in your home affect your dog's mood more than you think. A room filled with loud TV, harsh music, or yelling can make them anxious, heart racing, breathing quick. On the other hand, just a soft tune or a few kind words can turn that same space into a sanctuary where they feel completely at ease. A 2017 study by the Scottish SPCA in collaboration with the University of Glasgow showed that dogs listening to classical music had more stable heart rates, barked less, and slept more compared to dogs in quiet environments or those exposed to intense music. Even a few tracks of reggae or soft rock can relax them like a warm cup of tea soothes us after a long day. And this is even more true for your own voice. To dogs, your voice is not just a sound, it's an emotional signal. When you speak with a calm, warm tone, they understand that everything is safe and you're in a peaceful state. But a sharp or angry voice, even if not directed at them, can cause them to withdraw and worry. Try creating a music zone at home just for your dog. Play soft piano during a rainy afternoon, or calming melodies when you leave the house to ease their loneliness. Most importantly, when speaking to your dog, let your voice carry patience and love. You'll notice them listening ears, lowering eyes, gently closing, body relaxing. Don't underestimate the power of these simple sounds. For dogs, a soothing melody or a whispered "good boy" can be more meaningful than any toy. This is a language of love spoken not through commands but through gentleness, the very thing their hearts are always longing to hear. Now you see, the love your dog needs isn't found in a full food bowl or endless walks. It lives in the small details we often overlook: a gentle gaze, a few minutes of sniffing on the street, the freedom to choose their walking route, a quiet corner during fireworks, or simply your hand softly massaging behind their ears. These things cost nothing. They're not complicated, but they change everything. Because when you start listening to these whispers, your dog won't just behave better. They'll trust you more, bond with you more deeply, and love you in the purest way, through presence, through eye contact, through unconditional faith. Most owners will never know these secrets. They'll keep rushing their walks thinking new toys are the answer, treating a dog stare as nothing special. But you're different. You now know how to become one of the rare 2% of people who truly understand a dog's heart. And that's when your relationship evolves beyond just owner and pet into a deep, lasting, loving friendship. If today's message opened your eyes in a new way, Keep walking this journey with us. In the next video, I'll share the common feeding mistakes, small innocent habits that slowly harm your dog's health and trust. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Which of today's insights did your dog love the most? Share in the comments because your story might help someone else change the way they love their own dog. And if this video gave you a fresh perspective on your four-legged friend, hit subscribe. Not to follow just because, but so we can keep learning together how to love dogs with the care and understanding they've always given us.